Hello and welcome to the official documentation of Save It Plugin Pro version 4. In this documentation you will get some tips and examples how to save your whole game in a moment. I'm going to create a very easy game. Okay, our game is finally completed. The game is based on the very easy and fast battle simulator of Capsules with the spears and so on. I think it works fine and it's enough to show you the save it features. Now let's create slots generator. Slots generator will generate all available slots from the specific path directory. Slots generator is a small addition to the Save It plugin to save your time and make it more effective. But for using slots generator, we'll firstly need Save It main script. As you can see, Save It main script contains few options that have to be set up. The save and load system works here very easily. You can get objects by their component or ignore them by their tags. You can also assign more than one component. In our case, we will add just one component, because we wanna save moving capsules that represent soldiers on the battlefield. Every capsule that we wanna save contains Easy AI component, and that's the reason why we just add the Easy AI component to the Save It script. Folder name represents a root folder name and the file extension. Default values will be automatically added. After start, you can see available slots if you have already created them. Currently selected slots represents currently selected slots that will be streamed in a loading or saving function. There is also more options that you can change. You can check if all files has been successfully set. You can get slots, you can load objects from the current selected slot, or just enable auto file creation if some files are missing from your database. All of these options are proceed in a game startup. The main directory path can be easily changed. You can leave it empty if you want to have the main directory path set the default startup path where your application started. That's just the default path, but for now we will leave it empty for the default startup path. Set up slots generator and let's try to create an example slot. Our slot has been successfully created. want to save our game as well. Let's add Save UI button. Select the save action from the Save It Main system. You can see there is an additional option, Boolean. That means if we want to save objects by the complement or exclude objects by the ignore tag. In our case, we will enable this option because we want to select our objects by the easy AI component that has been already written. Now, let's try to save our capsule entities. Capsules has been saved. You can also check the save slot in our main directory path. Now, let's try to load them. You can see we've got an error. That's just because our capsules don't have a specific prefab name that will represent their stored original prefab in a resource folder. So we have to make the same name as the original prefab name in resource folder, in this case. Let's try it again. Press save and load the slot. Our capsules has been successfully loaded. You can also switch slots or try to make a random combination between capsules. We would like to save their color, health, damage and speed as well, just the script values. And that's the another part of the Save It plugin. That was the quick save method. There is also a special and easy API to save or load more complex scenes or complex data to the database. Let's create our own function save. So first of all, we want to save capsules in the scene. That's just the function save. Just save. There's a lot of other options to save. You can save array strings, floats, integers, objects, and so on. But for now, we will choose the most quick way. Let's assign default path. You can also assign your own path. And enter the component name that contains our capsules. The last one, set the boolean to true, because we wanna get all objects of this type. Now, let's save their values. Get all objects that have been saved and identify them in a for each function as a single object. Condition will tell to the program if the capsule or object is blue or red. Oh, and I also forgot to add the original stored prefab name, and that's just the default, which is stored in the resource folder. Save the color to the new slot file values. Create new database key and the color value will be easily added. Every saved capsule has oven script that contains some values, which is health, damage and so on. Let's save them as well. Create integer array to make it easier and faster. The program will save it as well. Okay, the save function could be finally done. Let's create load function. Just add normal load function from the file we wanna load our generic objects, capsules. The principle of the loading is very similar to the saving. Just copy few lines and rewrite them to load. Load the colors and values. I think it's very easy and logical thing. also forgot that the values in the Easy AI component are float variables, not integer. Sorry, my mistake. We will also need to clear our database after new save, because all values are linearly added to the specific database key, not replaced. We will also need the special content index for saved script values from the Easy AI component. This special index will read value per value on the specific line. Okay, that's all. Now just create a load button to load slot. We will also need to assign our created function to the save and load UI button. Done. Let's try it. You can see it works very perfectly. Every detail is saved. Their colors, length of spears, health, and other values. Every new load will replace objects that have to be replaced. So we have theoretically made a very easy and funny game with handy save and load system. This is the easiest way to save your whole scene with their open values. You can use it literally everywhere. There is a lot of other methods and functions that will save the whole scene. I'm going to show you the easiest method. It could be used in a Blocky game or in the game where it's a massive number of objects. So let's create a very simple example of the fast save and load function. We will use slots generator. We can also change the main path. This example will be very simple, so we will use tag to ignore. The SINet tag will ignore all objects that contains this tag, and the other objects will be saved. There is no scripting required. Now let's try it. Blocky example game works good. You can see every object needs its resource root. It's very required. Every single detail is saved, from the transform to the object parent. But if you want to save a script values, you will have to write a similar script that has been written in the previous example. There's a lot of methods and functions to save and load your game thanks to the Save It plugin Pro. You have already seen some basic scripts and examples how I use this plugin and how other people could use this plugin. This plugin was also used in a lot of indie popular game titles like Silent Santa 3 or Apollo Space. I hope you understood and got at least simple experiences how to save and load your scene through Save It plugin. Thank you and bye.